My name is Specialist Isaac Genova in the United States Army. My passion is our veterans. Our veterans see a lot of turmoil overseas. They see a lot of unimaginable events overseas. And when they come home, they are stricken with homelessness, not having any food to eat, and struggling with bills just like every other American, along with the battles and the emotional and mental scars that they endure. DAV, or Disabled American Veterans, is a non-profit group, charity that provides lifetime support for veterans and all generations of their families. Their mission statement is, "We are dedicated to a single purpose, empowering veterans to lead high-quality lives with respect and dignity. We accomplish this by ensuring that veterans and their families can access a full range of benefits available to them. Fighting for your interests of America's injured heroes on Capitol Hill, and educating the public about the great sacrifices and the needs of veterans transitioning back to civilian life." One of the hardest things for veterans transition back to civilian life. They see a lot of things overseas, a lot of things that us as civilians do not and cannot imagine. In 2017, the nonprofit charity DAV helped attain more than $4 billion in new and retroactive benefits to care for veterans. That is a monumental amount, and it also helps their families and the survivors. It's also a leader in connecting veterans with meaningful employment, which is very hard. Hosting job fairs and providing resources to ensure that they have the opportunity to participate in the American dream their sacrifices has made. There are around 20.4 million U.S. veterans in 2016 in the United States. That was according to data from the Department of Veterans Affairs. It does represent less than 10% of the U.S. population, but according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics in August of 2015, about 4.3 million veterans, or 20% of all veterans, had a service-connected disability. This means that they were entered into the VA, the system that the VA has, and they had a disability that was directly correlated to the military service. Wars have been part of the United States for centuries. There's no getting around that. It can be concluded that due to the devastation of war, service members come home with physical trauma and severe emotional trauma. My company was deployed in 2004 and 2005. In 2004, January of 2005, actually, one of our Bradleys hit an IED. The IED exploded and killed 8 of our guys on the same day. That was at the beginning of their deployment. Roughly 20 veterans a day commit suicide nationwide, according to the New Year available. More than 7,400 veterans took their own lives, accounting for 18% of all suicides in America. Veterans have a very high suicide rate. Veterans make up less than 9% of the U.S. population. About 70% of veterans who took their own lives were not regular users of VA services. Due to the lack of effectiveness of the VA centers throughout the nation, these veterans believed that it was easier to take their own lives than to live. These veterans made the sacrifice in order to protect our freedom. My goals would be to provide effective medical and psychological treatment to our veterans. Eliminate veteran homelessness. No veteran should have to live on the street. Reduce the number of veteran suicides, because right now it's extremely too high. American homeowners pay property taxes totaling nearly $278 billion in 2016. That was according to a report from Atom Data Solutions, the nation's largest property database. That means that each of the country's 84 million single-family homeowners paid an average of $3,296, which equates to about $274 added on to your mortgage payment every month. It averages also to about 1.15 or 1.15% of the effective tax rate. Property taxes are utilized to pay for road construction as well as multiple other projects. They are also utilized to pay for pay the salaries of police, fire, and emergency services. My proposal would be to incorporate a minimal tax increase, all right, over over several years. Okay. This will allow the building of homes designed specifically for our veterans and their families. It will also allow for support programs such as substance abuse programs and family services for veterans. A petition to Congress would be produced in support of veterans receiving outside treatment for medical, psychological, and support services. This would alleviate a clogged VA medical system and allow veterans to receive treatment from their own primary care physicians. Okay, as we all understand, the VA, in 2014, the VA scandal struck the United States, which hindered veterans from receiving medical treatment due to malfeasance of VA staff. I recommend that a petition be drafted and submitted to Congress to allow service members to seek treatment from a medical provider of their choice. This would eliminate the need for veterans to wait for appointments at an understaffed VA system. The service member would not be liable for costs incurred due to service-connected disabilities. Again, the VA admitted, in 2014, again after a cover-up, that some 1,700 veterans were waiting on an average of 115 days for a doctor's appointment at just the Phoenix, Virginia hospital. And 40 veterans died while doing so. So I believe that being able to seek treatment outside of the veteran system, the Veterans Affairs system, would be a lot better and a lot more beneficial to our veterans. We're going to call this Operation Homebound. Alright. It's going to have 3 phases. It's going to have a homeless reform, a support services. Phase 2 will be support services. Phase 3 will be Operation Rebuild. Okay? It's all going to start immediately, and it will be ongoing because we will never stop helping our veterans. Key personnel is going to be, obviously, the DAV, or the Disabled American Veterans Board members. National Coalition for Homeless Veterans, because they are very passionate about getting our veterans off the streets. And a Wounded Warrior Project, because they are very passionate about our wounded warriors. We'll evaluate this process, and the Department of Defense maintains all records of service-connected disability. The organization will survey each state for homeless veterans and attempt to rectify the situation. Annual evaluation reports will be generated to monitor veterans' medical services, to include psychological services, substance abuse services, substance abuse programs, and family services. Your next step: please donate towards the cause. We can't do this without the help of you. Also, contact your local congressman and request efficiency reports of the VA. Put some pressure on them. And please volunteer at food banks to feed veterans. Most of those homeless people can be veterans. Again, I thank you, and I hope this video reaches your heart. Thank you, and have a nice day.